Hold on, y'all. I'm fixing me a drink. I'm gonna be right back. What's happening, my people? What's happening, my people? Man, it's been a minute. Uh, man, I apologize, y'all. I ain't been on live. I ain't posted my video. I've been working, y'all. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. Like I've been working my butt off. I actually just made it back from Corpus Christi today. I've been working. I apologize. I've been working. Got to go to work tomorrow. Like I'm working weekends now, so you know it's real. Let's see who all up in the thing. Texas Crappie Assassin, what's going on, brother? Slick, what's going on? Theo, what's happening? What's happening? KP, what it do, KP, my guy? My guy, what it do? What it do, bruh? Willie Farmer, what's going on, fam? What's going on? Yarley Kennedy, what it do, fam? I was actually like that, y'all. I gotta tell y'all. Last weekend, I was up in East Texas, Northeast. I can't even talk. I was up in Northeast Texas, up there with Yardley. We had a great time last weekend, and we did a little work and we did a little fishing. Me, Yardley, and Chris Guthrie. Chris Guthrie, man, and Yardley, man, they showed me a great time. When I say great, I don't know what other word I can use better than great. I had a great time up there hanging out with Chris Guthrie and Yardley Kennedy last weekend, man. Amazing time. Richard Long, what's going on? Cove Ultimate Fishing, man, what's happening, man? He said, man, I'm waiting for some more of your videos so I can learn some more. Man, I got some videos. I just need to edit them, man. I really don't have any time, man. My work schedule has been crazy. Hopefully by the end of next week, hopefully it might slow down and I will have some time to edit that video and drop it. Are you on your way to Lake Belton? Man, let me know what to do, man. Let me know what Lake Belton looking like. Squiddo, what's happening? What's happening? Abe the Crappie Hunter. Oh, already, I hear you. I hear you over there. I hear you. So, y'all, Catching with Keith TV. What's going on, fam? What's going on? I put that thump detector to work last week out in Northeast Texas. Whew, that thing's strong. I need it though. I've been hearing a lot of people talking about crappie being kind of crazy, man. Crappie being kind of crazy. And that's the thing, we still got this transition going on. I don't think that the crappie are in the full out summer pattern yet. So it's kind of hit and miss with the crappie. Some lakes, they're in their summer pattern and you can do your thing. But there are still some lakes where, and I know definitely in the South, there are some lakes that's still in that transition, man. That transition, it sucks at times. But if you can find them, it's a great thing. But it's harder because you'll find a lot of structure, but the fish ain't biting. So I'm gonna give y'all a hint. I'm gonna give y'all a tip on what to do in this transition. It might work and it might not. Fish on the bottom. Fish on the bottom. It's just that simple. Fish on the bottom, and even if you see structure, you might have to get hung up a few times. Fish on the bottom of that structure. Fish on the outside bottom. Fish on the inside bottom. Fish all around on the bottom. You might get some fish then. Cause this transition period, man, it gets frustrating sometimes. You might find a couple in open water, but try fishing on the bottom. And for that giveaway I had for whoever got closest. Oh yeah, and I can talk about my the tournament that we had. It was very disappointing. The tournament on Somerville, we came in third place again. So there's two in a row third place finishes. It was close. The winner had 1024. First place had 1024. Second place had 953, and we had 930. So with that being said, the closest was Elton Hitchin. Elton Hitchin had 9.8. So hit me up, Elton. I think I got your number. I'll text you and you just send me your address. Joseph Clues was the next person that was close. He had 10 pounds even. And then we had two people with 10.2. So Slick and Brandon Willis. Y'all gonna win some hand ties too. So it's supposed to be three, but it's gonna end up being four because both y'all actually picked 10.2. Slick, Brandon Willis, Joseph Clues, and Elton Hitchin. Y'all email me, send me messages on Facebook, Instagram, or email me. And if you got my number, text it to me. Send me y'all numbers, and I will give y'all those jigs. So let's talk about it. What happened at Somerville? We caught, me and Lamar probably caught 100 crappie, if not more. Caught a lot of crappie. We was in one specific area where we caught all 7 of our biggest crappie. The mistake we made was moving. We moved and went to other areas hoping that we can find bigger crappie. We definitely caught more crappie, but they weren't any bigger. So for us, that made us look at things differently. Like if you're in an area where they're big crappie, they might not be biting fast, but if you know you are doing upgrades on every crappie, if you're in a tournament and you're doing upgrades, you might want to stay in that area. You might want to stay in that area, and that's the area. That's what we didn't do. I think if we would stay in that area, we probably would have won it. I know we would definitely have. I caught a good fish. Being crazy, I'm gonna tell you the mistake I made. I admit my mistakes. We had a pretty decent sized fish. That was definitely an upgrade fish, and I boat flipped him. And when I boat flipped him, I was using a 14 footer. And I'm not used to using a 14. I'm used to 12, 11, and 10. I had that 14 footer and I hooked him, brought him in the boat, and he went over my head. And he had swallowed the jig, and he went over my head and fell in the back of the boat, and it hit him in the gills, and he started bleeding instantly. And I knew right then, I'm like, that fish ain't gonna live. So what we did, we kept the 8th fish we kept, just in case that one didn't live, and that one didn't live, and that definitely would have gave us second place, most definitely. But that was me being stupid, not using the net. Well, we were using the net all day, but I don't know. I just had the urge to boat flip one, and that cost us at least second place for sure. But that's things you make mistakes so you can get better at the next tournament. I haven't even had time, and the tournament is next weekend on next Saturday on Toledo Bend. I haven't even had time to go to Toledo Bend at all. Never fished it ever in my life. But my boy Lamar been doing his thing. Out there. He was actually out there today. So I appreciate having a good partner. That's another thing too. If you fish in tournaments, you have a partner, man. It's a great thing to have a good partner. So he's been out there a few times. He found a few fish. Found a few things. He unlocked a few things about Toledo Bend, and I'm very, 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 very extremely grateful for having a great fishing partner that can do that, man, even when I'm out working. So I definitely appreciate it. So next Saturday, I don't know, I think it's gonna be a toss-up about old Toledo Bend. So we gonna see what happens. I really don't know what's gonna happen. Let's see. Texas Crappie says I'm working like crazy here too. Got to work tomorrow myself. Yeah, man. I mean, y'all know work come first, man. Work come first. I haven't been on my boat, almost a month. It's almost been, if not over a month, since I've been on my boat fishing. So hopefully, it won't be next weekend because next weekend is the tournament. So it won't be next Saturday. Hopefully, someday in June, I get to go fishing. It's been bad, man. It's been bad. Squiddo said, I can't find the crappie. Try, I'm telling you, try them, try fishing on the bottom. Bud Crisco, my man, what's going on, Bud? Yeah, I'm gonna make it to Toledo, Texas Crappie Assess. I'm gonna try to get out there, man. But like I said, I have zero experience with it. But I know my boy Lamar, he handled business out there, so hopefully we can make something happen out there. Ronnie Harris, what's going on from Georgia? What part of Georgia you from, Ronnie? Slick said, if you are making upgrades, you are doing good. That's a fact. Our first 7 fish we caught 10 minutes. And then we went to another area where we upgraded all 7 of those fish. And we decided to move because it got slow. But we knew it was bigger fish there, and we ended up moving. And that was the mistake we made. I was kind of the guy that wanted to move. Uh, I wish we would have stayed in that area. But I was like, yeah, we can go check these other piles. He's like, what you want to do? I was like, man, we can go check these other piles. Because, those piles we haven't hit yet. We found a lot of fish. A lot of fish. Caught a lot more fish. But none of them was upgrades. Texas Crappie said, yep, I have a live well now and a bigger engine. I already know you're ready. I have never been to Toledo, going to go Friday to scout. Okay. Yeah, I wish I can go out there Friday. I can't even go Friday. I got to work next Friday. Like, I'm literally squeezing in Saturday to go fishing next Saturday for the tournament. But I know you're going to be ready, Texas Crappie Assassin. I already know you're going to be ready. Red River Rob, he said, where are y'all lunching on Toledo? I think it's open. I think it's going to be the first tournament where, I think they did at Livingston too. But I think this tournament is going to be open to put wherever you want to put it. But we are weighing in at, I can't even think of the name of it. Texas Crappie Assassin, hit me out. Where are we doing the weigh in at? Slicks, I quit for the weekend. Sagalay Bandit, what's going on, D? Lost Frontier is the marina. There you go. Lost Frontier at Toledo Bend. Carrollton, Georgia, 50 miles west of Atlanta. Okay. This was up. I was down in Columbus, Georgia. That's where I was stationed at Fort Benning. I did 8 years out there, and I've drove a lot of I've been to a lot of areas of Georgia, man. It's a great place. Whew. Tess Carmen says I had over 10 pounds by 9:30 on Somerville. Yeah, man, Somerville did have some good fish. They didn't want to cooperate. Cool. I cannot talk today. They didn't want to cooperate with us though. They didn't want to cooperate. Like I said, we ended up with 9:30. It was good enough for third place. The thing about this summertime, y'all, JJ can piggyback on that. This summertime and in these tournaments, keeping those fish alive, you have to baby those fish. You got to make sure those fish stay alive because they don't count at the weigh-in if they're not alive. So you got to use some G juice. You got to add a couple cubes of ice every now and again, 30 minutes, an hour. Add a couple cubes, keep that water cold. Keep some fresh water in there. Like, it's a lot of things. Keep an aerator in it. There's a lot of things you got to do to keep those fish alive when you're fishing crappie tournaments, especially in the summertime. The wintertime, the water cold. You ain't got to do nothing in the wintertime, honestly. Just fish, throw them in a live well, and keep on fishing. But that summertime, that water's hot, and it's going to get hotter inside that boat, and you gotta baby them, man. You got to try that G-Juice, y'all. G-Juice, it works. The pros use it. I know a lot of people be like, oh, that's just some selling points. No, the G-Juice works. And try a couple cubes of ice also. Bubba G, what's going on? Yep, Ted Crappie said it right there. He said, my 4 biggest died. I'm going to start fishing at 2 o'clock on Toledo, being LOL. Oh, man, I know you ain't going to do that. Red River Rob said, man, I miss fishing. I'm working in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Wow, so you got a great view out there on Myrtle Beach, but I know you hate it, man, that you can't be fishing. Like I said, I hate it too. I ain't been fishing in a while. Like I said, I went fishing last Sunday with Chris Guthrie and Yarley. But it's been a while since I've been on my boat and been fishing, at least a month. So hopefully after this tournament is over with, I can have some free time I want to go back out there and play on Lake Somerville. Right now, Lake Somerville is the place to be. If anybody looking for a guide services, after next weekend, I should have some openings. So if y'all want to go catch some limits of crappie, when I tell you limit, catch some limits of crappie, holla at me. We can go catch us some good old Somerville crappie. That lake is what last time I've been on it was on fire. I'm sure it's still on fire. So, um, but yeah, man, I'm excited about Toledo being. Don't know nothing about it, but what Lamar told me, man. I think it's gonna be a good turnout. I like fishing lakes. I never fished before. It kind of opens up your mind as more of things you're gonna have to do. That's different than other lakes, and that's another good thing too. Because I was a guy that was stuck on a lake. I was stuck on Gibbons Creek Reservoir. It was super easy to fish. I had put 30 brush piles out there. I made fish 2 or 3 brush piles, and I had my limit in an hour, 2 hours. Like it was an unbelievable fishery. But what I was cheating myself by fishing on the same lake uh, every weekend, that it kind of messes you up when you go to other lakes because you can't. A lot of times, I ain't gonna say all the times, but a lot of times you have to switch up your tactics when you go to other lakes out here. You can't just do the same thing you was doing on Gibbons or the same thing you were doing on Somerville and think you're finna go to Toledo Bend or go to Lake Fork or go to any of the other lakes. You can't go to those most of the time. Like I said, not all the time, but you can't go to those lakes with the same exact tactics. And so that's what happened with me. I got stuck on Gibbons because it was just an easy place to fish. Do my guide trips out there that everybody enjoyed it. We was catching limits and limits and limits. I put 4 people on the boat. We'll leave with 200 crappie. Like it was that type of fishery. But now I see by joining this tournament that you got to put all your skills to test. You can't just use 1 or 2 skills. You got to put them all to test in these tournaments, and that's the exciting thing. That's the thing that I love about it. That putting all your skills to test, and then you reap your benefits of your labor. Oh, you put a 90 horse on your track. Oh, I know you riding about 50 miles an hour at least. I know you riding now, Texas crappie assassin. Slick said right now these crappie are tripping. There is no solid pair. And that's it. That's the transition, man. And that's what I was talking about earlier. That's the thing about the transition, man. This transition, you got to do a little bit of everything in that transition. You literally, when these crappie are transitioning from from spun to post spun to summer pattern, it's a quick transition after that, after the spun, because they go into that post spun. You be like, oh, I got them figured out. But next thing you know, they go into this summer pattern. You like, oh hell, like what the hell is going on? So it's like you got to basically bring out everything plus some. You gotta watch videos. You gotta ask questions. You gotta put all of your knowledge together. I mean, you gotta fish in the brush piles, on top of the brush pile, inside the brush piles, where you're gonna get hung up a lot of times. Outside the brush pile, open water, in the shallows, in the deep. Like you gotta do a little bit of everything right now, because of that transition, man. It's amazing how 2-3 weeks ago you can go 15 feet of water and just catch crappie until you can't catch them no more. Now it's more of you scratching your head trying to figure out where in the heck is these crappie going. It's the transition period. That transition period is always the most frustrating period. But the thing about it, what makes it frustrating is you think you have you think you will have them figured out, but you don't. And that's one thing I always say: never come with a 100% game plan when you go crappie fishing, because it will fail you. It will fail you. And the other thing is giving these crappie what they want. I know a lot of people, y'all know I'm a jig fisherman. I love to fish with my hand ties. I love to fish with plastics. But sometimes you got to bring them old minnows out. And I'm telling y'all, if you want to be stubborn and you don't want to bring the minnows out, that's fine. Leave with your 1 or 2 crappie. But don't get mad at the next man because he catches a limit because he went and got him 3 dozen minnows. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing about it. I always said, I've been saying it since day one, since I've been going on live. Give the crappie what they want. You gotta give them what they want. I know I know we as men, we are prideful people. And sometimes we let our pride get in the way and we're like, man, I ain't fishing with no minnows. Man, them rookies fishing with minnows. There are professionals that fish with minnows. They win tournaments because they fish with minnows. Don't be afraid to fish with minnows. Because one thing for sure, that's their natural feeding. That's what they naturally feed on. They naturally feed on it. So take it for what it's worth. You don't have to use it. But I would advise you, if you want to catch crappie and it's kind of a struggle, get you some minnows. Get you some minnows. Donnell says Somerville is blazing, caught a limit in about 3 hours, spent a long time scouting after the limit. Yeah, man, Somerville's on fire. Somerville is on fire. I can't wait to get back out there. Whew, I got so many new marked spots on Somerville, it's unbelievable. And everything got fish on it. Every piece of structure I've found on Somerville this year got fish on it. So it's an amazing thing right now. Slick said, guide trip giveaway. So, I'm glad you said it. Let's talk about it. I'm going to tell you something what kind of pushed me away, be honest with you, what kind of pushed me away from guiding a lot like I used to. I got burnt a lot. Not in that way burnt, but I got burnt taking people out. And the thing about it is, a lot of people, they pay for a guide trip just to find these areas. And then the next weekend, you see them in their boat on one of the brush piles. You showed that they paid for it. But I think it's all about the respect of you paying somebody, but they taking you out to spots, putting you on fish. Then you turn around the next week and you have you and your homeboy and everybody else on that same spot fishing it. So they kind of pushed me away from guiding as much as I used to. I'm kind of like, I guide for certain people. If you ain't got no boat, I'll take you on the guide trip. If you ain't got no boat, or if you don't fish the lakes I fish, then I do a guide trip. So that's but that's all a part of guiding though. You have those people that don't have any respect and they will pay the money to go on the guide trip, but they really ain't paying for a guide trip. They paying for you to show them where you fish at. And that's happened to me several times. So after that happened to me one too many times, I kind of faded back on the guiding. Oof. Romero Davis said, what up, Skinny? And there, what's going on, Romero? What's going on? Now, I always say Romero. So is it Romero, or is it Romero? I think it's Romero. I don't know. Look at Squiddo said, I'm with you, Slick. LOL. I be mad. I love the artificial bait. I understand that, man. I love just to fish with my hand ties. But there are times when the fish don't want my hand ties and I got to go to plastics. And that hurt my feeling too. But then I have to understand you got to give the fish what they want at times. You just got to give them what they want. Texas Crappie Assassin said, especially in the summer months, minnows will help. That is a fact. I'm telling y'all can be prideful, but don't be mad when you done drove to the lake and went back home with 2 fish. Or you could have got some minnows and maybe left with 15, 20, or even a limit. Ashley Johnson said, I love minnows, baby. Yes, she does, y'all. We went out to Somerville a couple months ago, maybe about 2 months ago. And she had some minnows, and I was fishing with some jigs, and she got it in. She got it in with the minnows. So she loved the minnows. The time before that, I actually took her to Gibbons, and she had a jig. And, the crappie definitely won when she was jig fishing. But she definitely got them back on Somerville when she had the minnows. So I'm telling y'all, don't be afraid to leave them. Don't let nobody tell y'all not to fish with minnows. You better fish with them. Bud Chris, I got to run, man. Just wanted to say, hey, good luck in the tournament. I sure appreciate it, Bud Chris. Go. I appreciate it, brother. KP said, Skinny, you are dead on with what you're saying. It's been tough. I fished Conroe twice this week, and each day was different, getting crappie to bite. That's a fact. That's a fact, man. You got to really bring... everything you got to the table right now because of this transitioning from post spawn to the summer pattern. Now, in another month or two, then they're gonna be strictly on the summer pattern, and it'll be completely different. You'll be like, oh man, we just go in 20 feet of water, find a brush pile, we were killing them. But right now, that it went from a pre-spun to a spun, which is easier. Then it go from a spun to a post-spun, where it's kind of 50-50. You just got to know where they at. Then that post-spun to the summer pattern, that's when it gets kind of sketchy. And you get kind of frustrating at times. Red River Rob, so Cam. Oh, he said, oh, so can I get a trip? Red River Rob, I don't know. You got a boat, man. You got a boat. Look, I might look up and see you on my spots on Somerville now. I might have to put a hole in your boat. I don't know. Hugo, what's going on, Hugo? So you got that smoke. Donnell, so I would say this. The Bass tournament last week at Somerville had me looking for 150 horse. Those guys had bigger motors on their trolling motor than my 60 horse I had on the back. Yeah, them Bass boys. That's my next purchase, though. My next purchase is going to be a fiberglass Bass boat. I need at least a 150. At least a 150 on the back. So that's definitely going to be my next purchase. I don't know when, but my next purchase is going to be a Bass boat. Hopefully this year. I'm thinking this year. And, yeah, we're going to be on to a whole nother ball game then. So, them boys, they don't play no games. Texas Crappie said, yes, they do. What kills me is when that person you guide decides to become a guide and fishes all your structures. That's not very ethical. Ooh, now that there. See, I'm going to have to get somebody some smoke on the lake then, y'all. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be totally 100% honest with y'all. If I'm taking somebody on a guide trip, show them, a few of my good spots where fish are holding it, and they turn around and do it and take somebody else on a guide trip on my spots. I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna get them some smoke. That's just me being honest. I'm gonna give them some smoke on the lake. I ain't saying what I'm gonna do, cause ain't nobody finna say something happened to somebody on the lake and try to go back to this video and take me to jail. But I'm gonna have to give them some smoke. See it, Lewis. What's going on? What's going on, man? Red River Rouse said, no worries. I won't ever fish spots that I don't find on my own. Pissing me off to see people fishing spots they stole. Yeah, man. It's some people just don't care. And they feel like, well, I done paid the money for it, so I can, But it's just all it's a respect thing. It's a respect thing. And a lot of people don't care about respect these days, man. This day and time, people hold respect to no regard, whereas with me, I hold respect to a extremely high regard. So, Red River Rob, I be talking smack. I see you on the lake all the time. You want to go to a guide trip, I got you. Somerville is the place to be. I can't wait to go back out there. Texas Crappie Assassin said, I hadn't called out this guy, but I banned him from advertising on my Facebook pages. Tell me his name. I'm going to put him on blast. Tell me his name. I don't care about none of that. Texas Crappie Assassin, tell me his name. I'm going to put him on blast. Text me his name right now. I know you got my number. I'm going to put him on blast right now because y'all know I got the smoke and I don't like that. Text me his name. I'll put him on blast right now. It's a total different generation. Most definitely it is. It is, man. And then it's crazy is because some people that used to you have respect for or had respect for you, they even doing funny stuff these days and times. So I mean it's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's you have those few people that respect the game. Respect the game, man. But then you got a lot more people that don't respect nothing. They like, I'm gonna go catch me some fish. I know, oh boy, this is spot, but I'm gonna go catch some fish. And I actually ran into some of that on Somerville when I was pre-fishing, and it's all about the respect, man. It's all about the respect. I ran into that pre-fishing with pre-fishing for the tournament, and I a couple spots I was at, I seen a guy fishing those spots too. I don't know if they were just trying to beat the spots up so that I wouldn't catch any fish for the tournament or what, but it's very disrespectful. And look, if I let you make it one time, I promise y'all, I promise you this. If I let you make it once, I would not let you make it again. I can promise you that. I can promise you that. That's not a threat. That's a promise. Red River Rob said, I don't care if I go out with a guy, I would never fish his spots. I got Red River Rob. If you want to go to Somerville, let me know. Put you on a limit real quick. Sid Lewis said, what about trolling right by you saying hello as they said a waypoint going by you? That has happened to me so many times, Sid Lewis. I'm telling you, it's been so many times. This happened even back in the day when I was fishing Lake Houston. Lake Houston is bad about it. When I tell you, Lake Houston is horrible about it. If you sitting on a spot for more than 30 minutes or 45 minutes, I would say this. If you sitting on a spot where a boat can pass by you, be gone for about 30 minutes and come back and you still there, you better believe they're going to come past you real slow and they're going to mark whatever you fishing. I can promise you that. That happens to me a lot on Somerville also. You know, for Somerville's a big time hybrid and white bass lake. Don't be fooled. They might be fishing for white bass right now, but they marking them crappie spots. They know crappie fishermen when they see them. So that definitely happens a lot, and that's so irritating. So irritating. Like, man, we all have units. We all have side imaging. Go scan it. But you know, people want to take shortcuts. My girlfriend says this all the time. When you take shortcuts, you get cut short. You know, and that's something that I truly believe in. Like she said all the time, you take shortcuts, you get cut short, and that's so true. And you have a lot of people right now in the crappie fishing world that want to take short. They have live scope, they have side imaging, but they still want the shortcuts. They want to see somebody out there fishing, pass by them, scan it, and all this whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. But I mean, it's just no respect for the game no more. It's not. Like, you have no few and far between. Like, you have a lot of guys like myself, Texas Crappie Assassin, Red River Rob, Lamar, Donnell. Like, we have people that I know. I'm just speaking on people I know, Yarley, that fish the lakes that I fish also. And we respect the game. We respect the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, this person went out here and scanned and found this. It's a million more things you can go scan on the lake, but instead of doing that, you want to ride around the lake, look and see what somebody fishing, then come back and check it out, which people would never stop doing it. They would never stop doing it, but it's just crazy because, I mean, everybody got live scope now. So what's the point? It's just because they don't want to put the work in themselves. They want to take the shortcut. Slick said, I know the name. Tell me the name, Slick. You know I'm going to turn it up. I'm going to turn it up. Tell me that name. Theo M said, just put the work in. That's it, Theo. That's as simple as it can be. Just put the work in. Just put the work in. That's all you got to do is put the work in. Crappie Red said he should be called out. Y'all know I'll call him out. I just need a name. Y'all know I get a smoke. Now, y'all know me. And y'all know we keep it 1,000 wow over here on this page. And anybody that need to smoke, y'all know I'm going to give it to them. So y'all tell me who the name is. It is what it is. If you know you do it, you need to get called out on it. Giant Edwards, what's going on, bro? Hugo said, Sid Lewis, exactly. That happened to me last weekend, except he pulled out his live scope to check out my brush pile. Well, I'm telling you, people ain't, man, so, and the thing is, crappie fishing has gotten so much bigger than it was 5 years ago. Or what it was 4 years ago, what it was 3 years ago, what it was 2 years ago, what it was last year. It's bigger than it is, even bigger this year. So it's only going to get worse. That's the thing I think to myself, like, it's only going to get worse. Everybody getting live scope. Nobody want to put in the work, and everybody want to take a shortcut. But yeah, that's just wild that somebody would literally pull up by you, pull out their live scope to see what you fishing. That's tough. That's tough. Texas Crappie said, you never seen me, LOL. Texas Crappie Assassin, tell me who it is so I can put them on blast. Squiddle said, I see people fishing my spots on the pier. Is that wrong? So that's different on the pier. Now, on the pier, you only got so much area to fish. So, to me, in my opinion, I think that's different. Because the pier, you have a small area to fish. So, I can understand that. But on a whole lake, you got all this water. and somehow you end up exactly the same pile I'm fishing at, and I seen you pay by me 19,000 times, then I know what you're doing. I think that's different. See, Lewis said 3 times this week. Hello. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. See, Lewis said, of course I'm slinging in 2 pounders. That is the crazy thing. I'm glad you said that, C. Lewis. That's the crazy thing about crappie fishing. When you know somebody's watching you and you know it, that's the time the fish want to bite. Every time, I swear, you can be sitting on the spot for 30 minutes and I have not got a nibble. Then right when somebody sit there and be watching you, you're going to start catching slabs. It happens every single time. It is so crazy. It happens so much. Reverend Ross, I appreciate that scanning, but I work hard scanning, and it feels good to find them myself. I spent a few K to do this, and it works. That's for sure. For sure. I feel you. Crappie Red said, what electronics do you use? So I got a Helix 10 on my console. I have a Helix 10 on my console. Humminbird. I'm a Humminbird guy through and through to the heart. To me, in my opinion, they got the best side imaging ever. So I'm going to always have a Humminbird back there unless something drastic happens where I'm like, ooh, I got it. But I don't think nobody going to ever mess with Humminbird side image. I mean, everybody got their opinion, but my opinion is Humminbird. I love Humminbird side imaging. So I have a Helix 10 on my console. I have a Helix 9 on my trolling motor. My trolling motor down imaging is a Helix 9. And I also have the Garmin Live Scope. So I'm not a Garmin guy at all, but you will be crazy to go. I mean, I won't say you'll be crazy, but if you want the best imaging when it comes to a live unit, go with Garmin, because Garmin Live Scope is better than the Lowrance Active Target. I think that's what it's called, or the Humminbird Mega Live Imaging. Garmin it ain't even close. So I got the Garmin. I got a 9-inch Garmin for my live scope. Then I got a 9-inch Humminbird on my trolling motor, and I have a Helix 10. I have Helix 9 on my trolling motor, and I have a Helix 10 on my console. Squidder, so I have a old boat, but I'm a pure fisherman. I feel you, man. I feel you. You know, my thing is, look, whatever works for you, make it happen. Like I started out being a kayak. Well, of course, I started out bank fisherman. Then I bought a kayak, and I was catching crappie in a kayak, and it worked for me. Until I was on Lake Houston, I seen an alligator that passed right by me. It was longer than my kayak, and then I knew it was time to buy a boat. Texas Crappie said, we put so much time and effort doing it the right way. Then you get these guys that have no respect and try to take shortcuts. You ain't lying. See, that's the part that pisses me off, and that's the part that makes us upset. That we'll sit here for 2 or 3 hours and scan, just for somebody else just to drive by and be watching you. And the work you put in, somebody else is enjoying the fruits of your labor. And that's the part that pisses me off. I know that pisses y'all off too, that you took the time out, or even putting brush piles out. Because y'all know I love to put brush piles out. So if I'm putting brush piles out and somebody riding around watching me put brush piles out, like, come on, man. Come on. So, yeah. Slick said, I found new spots every time I go out, and not because people are fishing them. That's a fact. That's a fact, man. You find new stuff every time. If you really want to scan, every time you go fishing, you'll find something new. You'll find something new. Next thing you know, you have 50 waypoints. And every time you turn around, somebody at one of them. Romero said, when you put that work in, you feel so much better. It gives you so much more confidence. That is so true. I can't tell you how many times I've scanned and found new structure and caught fish on it. Man, that's a beautiful feeling. It's a wonderful feeling. Wonderful, wonderful feeling. So, I mean, I don't understand why people, us true crappie fishermen, we get the satisfaction out of putting in that work, and then, it all comes it all comes to work out. We put in work, we scan it 2 or 3 hours, we find us, 5 or 10 brush piles. We go to 4 out of the 5, and they got fish on it. We feel great. I feel one. If I find one piece of structure and it got some fish on it, I feel great. You know what I'm saying? So, but other people they don't look at it the way we look at it. They look at it. This man been sitting on there a little bit too long, and I done seen him pull some fish out. I got a new spot. C. Lewis said the Reds is hot. You need to come back home, man. I know, man. That's one place. That's the first. That's the first place I caught a crappie at. That's what got me addicted to crappie fishing. I was a bank fisherman then going to the reservoir. When I first got out when as a kid, my dad took me out there a lot, and we caught crappie all the time. I started actually using artificial bait once I got out the military. When I got out, I didn't work for a full year, and I literally went to the reservoir almost every day, learning some from the older guys out there on the bank. They was using plastics. They put me on Bobby Garland plastics, and I'm like, okay, so this is what they using. Okay, I was just a mental fisherman, and they started using Bobby Garland plastics, and they using all these other plastics. And I'm like, okay, let me try this. Bob fishing with plastics. And that really opened up my eyes to like you can catch crappie with more than just minnows. And it's been up from there. It's been up from there. See Lewis about far, but don't upgrade. I'm glad I didn't. I didn't put no update on my garment, so I still got the original. But I've been seeing a few guys, but you gotta tweak this and tweak that to clear it up. Once you do the update, you gotta do a little tweaking to it to get it right or to what you want it to be. But I'm glad I never updated mine. Kevin Walker, what's going on, bro? Or Red River Robson, I use a Humminbird 12 Solix on my console. Lawrence for running. Garmin 106 SV LS up front. Killer combo. So that's my thing. When I get a new boat, it's a couple options I have when I do buy me a new boat. I want to go with a 12-inch Solix, but I want to go with a 12-inch Garmin unit for my live scope. And what made me think of that was this weekend I was on the boat with Yardley, and he has the 12-inch 12-inch Garmin for his live scope. Man, look at here. Look at here. I want that bad boy. I want that bad boy. I'm like, man, I was gonna get me a Solix, but I'm like, I think I might just go with a 12-inch Garmin and just keep my Helix 10. I mean, it does everything I needed to do. But that Solix is even a clearer picture. I would tell y'all this. Me and Yarla was talking about it for the last few weeks. We've been talking about it. If you got the money and you want you a very extremely clear side imaging unit, go with a Solix. Go with a Humminbird Solix. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Humminbird Solix is the best side imaging on the market. I don't care what nobody say. I'm telling you that Solix is the real deal. Red River Rob said, people follow you on Lake Houston. It's a trip. I'll lead them to the south end and leave them coming north. The old boat runs good. I'm telling you, man, Lake Houston is bad about it. I know that's another reason why I really don't fish Lake Houston like that. Those guys out there are bad about it. If they see you fishing on the spot and you sitting there too long, oh, they gonna be fishing on it. Next you know, there's gonna be 10 people in that spot fishing it. Because they gonna tell somebody and they gonna tell somebody. I had a spot like that. I had a spot like that in the East Fork, man. There was nobody was fishing that area. Nobody. And Lamar, I tell you, for probably 3 or 4 years, nobody fished it. Every time me and Lamar go over there, we just wear them out. All of a sudden, one person see me over there, and that thing been congested ever since. But I'm not mad about it because I'm not a Lake Houston fishing guy. But Texas Crappie says that the 12-inch Garmin is a game changer. I love it. It is. It switched my whole mindset from getting a 12-inch Solix to like, man, look, this is what I said to myself when I was on Yarly boat. Yeah, the 12-inch Solix is a bad boy, but the 12-inch Garmin for the line scope, it changed my mind. I said, yeah, so if I get a new boat, whenever I get a new boat, I ain't gonna say if because I'm definitely getting a new boat. So when I get a new boat, if it depends on how much I pay for the boat. I might get both, but depending on how much I pay for the boat, I'm definitely getting that 12-inch Garmin live scope. I mean that 12-inch Garmin screen. That thing is amazing. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful, beautiful thing. So after this live, y'all, We're gonna do. Y'all know what to do. We got a tournament next weekend, so y'all already know how I get down. Matter of fact, we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait till next Friday. We're gonna wait till next Friday. I'm gonna go live next Friday. I'm gonna be out of town mostly all of next week, so I'm gonna try to make some time to go on live next Friday, and we'll do some more giveaways next Friday. But Slick, Joseph Clues, Eldon Kitchen, and Brandon Willis, whenever you get the time, hit me up. I will send y'all these jigs for that giveaway y'all won. C. Lewis said, I want to be long before they come out with the 42-inch smart card. He said, it won't be long. Okay. Look, man, I've seen some guys with some crazy 32-inch screens and all that stuff, man. I don't need it that big. So the biggest I would go with probably is a 15-inch, because that 12-inch is big. I'll probably go with a 15-inch, and I wouldn't need nothing bigger than that after that. So, but y'all, I got to get off here. I got work in the morning, so I'm going to have me a little drink and kind of chill, take a chill pill for the night. And I will see y'all next Friday. It's your boy, Skinny Kenny, the Bronze Star Bet. Double salute. I'm out.